What up, it's Ty 1822 back with another AEW Dynamite review as they continue to build these brand new programs for AEW All Out. The end of the show still got me wondering what Hangman Page going to do at AEW All Out. But if you want to know how overall about the show, please stay to end a review for my final overall thoughts on Dynamite. So, we kick things off with Gabe Kidd calling out Dark Island, which ended in a brawl. And I really enjoyed this stuff right here. John Mox, the Ops come out, Hook comes out, and the Ops come out, and you see Hook react. So now we have a storyline involving Hook and the Ops. They were brawling all around the arena, and you got Darby Allin putting Gabe Kidd in a body bag, and he drove off in a truck and dragged his ass. Darby Allin, every single time he's on TV, the man always gives you your money's worth. You never feel like you do not get your money worth every single time Darby Allin on TV. And I love how they're taking their time with this build-up between Jon Moxley and Darby Allin. They are not giving it to you right away. Each week, we always get in something. And eventually, we know we will get this match. Good way to kick off Dynamite. The first match tonight for the TBS Championship, Mercedes Moné versus Isla Windsor. And this was a very good match. Got a lot of time. And I did see people who thought this will actually end in a time limit draw. But no, Mercedes Moné still is your TBS champion. She attacked Isla Windsor post-match. We get the return of Rio. I'm not the biggest fan of Rio, but I'm glad someone pointed out Rio and Mercedes Moné did have a backstage segment on her debut in Boston. And now Mercedes Moné is a heel. Rio is the face. Now you have your story between these two. I hope it turns out to be a very good match. But like I said, I am not the biggest Rio fan. So it's not like that's going to be a match I'm really looking forward to. Out of all the TBA Championship matches involving Mercedes Moné, this is my least favorite one. But all I can ask for, just be a good match. And we're going to move on to the next opponent for Mercedes Moné. Because I'll be shocked if the CEO Mercedes Moné actually drops her belt to the returning Rio. So, Hook and the Ops were backstage. I like Hook, but man, he cannot talk at all. He sounds very robotic. Now, I'm not sure what AEW is going to do with this angle with Hook. To me, I would love to see Hook be a heel. And I just have a feud between Samoa Joe and Hook. We already know their past history. Let's do it again. Get them away from the Ops. Let the Ops do their thing. I hope AEW go in that direction. And I'm still not used to his current theme song because it just don't bang like his Action Bronson theme. And I forgot Action Bronson did take a shot at AEW. And now you know why he ain't using that theme song in AEW anymore. Ricochet with the Gates actually calls out her syndicate and he say, the stuff involving her syndicate did predate AEW. It also took place in the WWE. MVP made it official, say he will lace the boots. So I'm looking forward to this match and All Out. And I hope this does not be a one-off. And I wonder, will we get MJF involvement? Will they tell us MJF was the one to tell Gates, Agnes, and Ricochet to set this up with her syndicate? Since MJF got kicked out of her syndicate. If they don't bring that part up, that whole storyline involving MJF with her syndicate was one big waste of time by AEW. So Mark Briscoe wants a TNT Championship match. And I like that we are finally getting something like this when it comes to this TNT Championship. Because this belt haven't meant anything. And now with Kyle Fletcher as the champ, Mark Briscoe really wants to be the champion. Don Callis come out to a lot of heel heat like usual. And Don Callis told him, if you want a shot at Kyle Fletcher, you got to face the Keska at Collision. And he did get a match with Lance Archer. Not really invested in this match, but it was a fairly decent match. Mark Briscoe gets the victory. An AEW Tag Team Championship match, Brodino versus Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta. I did enjoy this tag team match right here. Brodino, I did not expect these two to gel so good with each other. And it just sucks for Buddy Matthews because this should have been him and Brody King. But injuries does happen. John Moxley was out there trying to help them win the tag team titles. But Darby Allin once again takes out John Moxley, what led to Brodino retaining their AEW tag team championship. Colt comes out for a promo, but he got attacked by FTR. Christian came in to make the save. This was very good stuff right here. You had people from the back from ROH and others stopping this. You got Dax Harwood busted open, and then they took out a couple of the ROH talents. I'm really enjoying the feud between FTR, Christian Cage, and Adam Cole. And I'm so happy that to see a tag team feud going on where you don't need tag team titles on the line to build up a tag match. I'm really looking forward to this match at All Out. I see the crowd really give FTR so much goddamn heat. They're really going to make this a very fun tag team match at the pay-per-view. This all-star tag match. The Bucks, Kyle Fletcher, Josh Alexander, Jet Speed, Kenny Omega, and the world champion, Hangman Adam Page. This was the best match, and this was super fun, and we got the reunion of the Elite with Kenny Omega, Hangman, and the Bucks, and the crowd were eating it up. Talk about all-star matches continue to be one of the best things in AEW. I know a lot of people get sick tired, but every single time we watch them, it end up being pretty damn good. The Hill team gets the victory. Post-match, we have Kenny Omega get took out by Kyle Fletcher through the table, and also Kyle Fletcher took out the world champion with a brainbuster on the chair. We all know Kenny Omega, he's not 100% healthy. They put him on a stretcher. So I'm wondering, are they riding Kenny Omega all TV? Is he not going to be at All Out, which take place in Canada? So after finishing that episode of Dynamite, what Hangman Page going to do at this show? At first, before the match ended, I said to myself, okay, will they do the reunion of Hangman Omega versus Josh Alexander and Kyle Fletcher? Because Don Callis said he wants the world title. So after seeing Omega get took out, because I always assumed Omega would take on Josh Alexander, Kyle Fletcher TNT champion, and Mark Briscoe, if Mark Briscoe beats Takeshita, they are not going to face each other at All Out. They're going to be on Dynamite or Collision. So, the way I see things going, Kyle Fletcher versus Hangman Page at AEW All Out. I don't think that really is a worthy main event for a pay-per-view. I believe Kyle Fletcher is a future world champion. But if that's the case, I'd rather see Kyle Fletcher versus Hangman, where Kyle Fletcher is at that moment where you can believe he can finally be the AEW world champion. And we all know he is not going to beat Hangman at All Out, because that's what I see happening after that post-match. Now I can finally come up with something. I'll be surprised to be Josh Alexander versus Hangman. And that's not really a main event pay-per-view. That is a Dynamite main event. So we sure see what they're going to do with Hangman as the world champion. I don't see Kenny Omega come back on TV. I believe he will be out for a couple weeks dealing with injury. So if you watch AEW Dynamite like me, I did like this show. Cannot wait for AEW All Out, 3 o'clock. WWE, of course, WrestlePalooza. So they changed a lot of things up for a lot of fans. I hope with the time change, hope a lot of fans can still make the show. I got to work that day. So when I come home, it'll be like, 3:45, and I just restarted, and I'll be behind like 45 minutes. That's what happens where the WWE decides to counter program and mess things up for fans like me. So, hit the like button on this video. And, like always, don't forget, hit the subscribe button. I'm out. Peace.